Hi there, LinkedIn family. Jonathan here from Some Talented People. And this is episode 2 of our look into the 4 different types of intelligence that you can apply in a business, well, in all perspectives, but mostly in a business perspective. We're joined again by Dylan, by Viloshni, and by Guy, who are going to give our perspectives on logical thinking. Okay.
Evening, folks, or afternoon, wherever you may be. The other type of intelligence we're talking is logical, being logic. And what does that mean? To some people, is it a logical sequence? Does something seem right and in its right place? Or is another person actually seeing something totally different from you? And you trying to say to yourself, but hang on, should be the logical steps we should be following in terms of this issue-solving process we're going through. And you could be way off track, they could be way off track. And I think we yesterday spoke briefly about the thinking. And I think that determines a lot when we kind of think, at the end of the day, are we using common sense? Is it logical? And how do we apply this as SME owners in our businesses in terms of the different intelligences that we are discussing today, vis-a-vis the normal standard ones that business people say you should know, and you should know those. But these are ones that you can't really grasp, and these are the ones that sometimes you need to grasp to actually take the necessary better risks and make better decisions. But anyway, that's my take.
That to me is quite abstract. Viloshni, what would be your take on how you apply logic?
My take on that would be it's definitely fed from the brain, because logic does come from the brain, in my view. It separates emotion. It is just more from a factual basis and from what is right or wrong when applying logic and responding. And that can be whether it's a personal relationship, it's a business relationship, peer-to-peer conversations. That's how I see it being applied.
So we had the conversation yesterday about the fact that we all are experiencing a different version, basically, of reality. Dylan, so we've talked, the three of us, Dylan, Guy and me, have talked before about being dyslexic, and for a lot of people, they're given that label and they think it's some sort of disability, but actually every dyslexic I've met in every sphere of business is really, really good at what they do because of their different thinking. Dylan, is the logic something that, do we need hierarchies for logic to be applied correctly?
Well, first of all, getting back to the dyslexic thing is, I've never labeled myself as a dyslexic. It was always, and in my logical thinking, if it wasn't there, it was never an obstacle. So, I went through not even accepting that as, not taking that on as part of what I did. Hierarchy with logical, I look at logic in logical different ways again. It's the same thing as common sense. Logically, you're going to be doing something, or you're going to be thinking a certain way, you're going to create something, you're going to write something down, or you're going to build something. We might all do this in very, very different ways. One might start at one end and work to the other end. So, for me, logical, we're not always thinking on the same logical plane when we're trying to apply something, build something, create something, as we might. And I don't believe there's a right or wrong way to apply logical. There are learned ways. There are places to start. You can't start building a house without the foundation. Those are common sense things that we should have as we're moving through. But logical thinking is maybe you're not always correct. Maybe you've got to question. Maybe you've got to have a sounding board. Sometimes you've always got to go and get information or input to any logical decisions you make.
Well, so the whole gang, because we're nearly finished this episode, but so essentially, you've got to be your own boss, even if you're working for someone else, because if everyone's operating on their own sense of logic, then trying to argue or persuade someone else seems to me to be a waste of time.
Well, it makes that relationship or that conversation different. And
Different, I like that.
That's going to challenge all of us. But yeah, what we've chatted about here maybe is a lot deeper than what we think.
Possibly, yeah.
And to me, that's very interesting. So, yeah.
We might have to delve into this in some more detail another time then. All right, well, look, that's all we've got time for today. Everyone wave goodbye and yeah, we're having a great time. Yeah, woo. Right, cheers. Okay. So I would suggest to you that the term logical thinking is so open to interpretation that you should basically consider logic to be only based on the information you know, because there is no objective logic. So enjoy that fact. And I'll see you tomorrow for our next look at type of thinking. Take care. Have a nice day.